and welcome to NatFun, a live-recorded tabletop role-playing adventure game where the dice and a few friends tell the story. In this episode, we will be continuing our sci-fi adventure utilizing the Espergenesis game system. My name's Jackie, and I will be your game master for this adventure. And of course, I'm joined by a couple soon-to-be space soldiers.
My name's Dan, and I'll be playing Dathkar Krafta, who is a Madokai Sentinel, and also playing Tuvelis, who is a Bellari engineer.
And I am Matt, and I'll be playing Ulrich Tyning, goes by Al. He's a Dendis Cybermancer, which sounds way more creepy than it is.
It didn't sound creepy until you said that.
Well, I think my brain goes Cybermancer, Necromancer, so.
Oh, that's fair. Now, in this adventure, we will be playing Espergenesis by Alligator Alley Entertainment, which is a D&D 5th edition rules-compatible game system set in outer space. And in this episode, we continue our Crucible Corps module from Skydon Game Studios. If you'd like to learn more about them, or check out either their Espergenesis modules or their new Phantasy Star tabletop RPG system, you can at skydongames.com and DriveThruRPG. We have links to both in the show notes and on our website, natfunpodcast.com. Now, before we jump into our adventure, we do have some shout-outs, which is one of the things we like to do here at NatFun. It's a great way to highlight fun things that people did in character or in session, and it's also a great way to gain some cool benefits like GM inspiration. So we all keep track of our shoutouts on a Google Doc that we maintain, and we're going to roll for two of them right here, right now. The first shoutout we read is going to go to the recipient, and the second is going to go to the person who posted it. And the first number of the day is 4.
4. That's from Dan to Matt. For knowing your powers and bonuses well, especially for the first episode, I felt like you were pretty prepared last time, and it showed, and I think you just nailed it, so great work.
Thanks.
There.
Yeah, there's a lot there, but they're fun.
Yeah, especially because anything where you've got those special powers used, there's always the little asterisks in there. How can you specifically use it? When can you use it? And you did a great job on that.
Yeah, you've played that game a little.
I second that. You did awesome.
Thanks.
All right, our second number is number 7.
All right, that actually is from me to Dan. Having the sword disassemble and reassemble from the armor and using the Esper mechanics well, it was a really cool moment, and I think that adds to the kind of context of everything, that it's fantasy, sci-fi, digital. It was a really cool thing. I'm like, I want one of those.
Yeah, it made you sound even more badass than you're already portraying the character as. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was slick. I liked it.
I think it's in the module where it talks about that weapons actually come from your armor as integrating. Like when you call it, it's actually part of you. So yeah, can't take all the credit.
But you did a really good job describing it.
Yeah, and I think that's all, with the Esper powers, that's the same thing. There's just little nuances, and throwing those in and knowing them make it that much cooler, and then spinning it your own way.
All right, now since we can't have more than one GM inspiration, I'm just going to be a super benevolent GM right now, and I'm going to grant 1 GM inspiration to Matt/Al and 1 GM inspiration to Dan/Dathkar.
Yeah.
And, or should we roll between Dathkar and Tuvelis?
Ooh, roll between them. Let's see who gets it.
All right.
You're such a beast.
You're picking for Dathkar, odd or even?
Odd.
It's a 9, so it goes to Dathkar.
Yes. You'll make sure that attack hits.
There you go. All right, well, thank you guys. The shoutouts is actually one of the things I enjoy most at our table, so I appreciate ya. And with that, who's ready to become some big dang space heroes?
I don't know about a hero, but murder guy. Murder lizard.
Murder guy.
Yeah, Dan's murder bot.
So, last episode on Cipher Syndicate, this job was supposed to be simple. Get in, salvage the ship, and get out before anybody noticed. Too bad someone noticed. After dispatching the mercenaries that were attacking their android loot on the planet of Uria 7, our spacefarers, Dathkar, Al, and their new android stowaway, Tuvelis, headed to the bridge of their ship to blast off. But just a few short moments after breaking through the atmosphere, the computers and the captain who hired them, Leo, alerted them to 3 ships on an intercept course, heading straight for them. So, we rejoin our players in the bridge of the Cutter, the ship that Leo owns, red lights flashing and alarms blaring throughout the corridors. As Leo calls out, "We got 3 headed towards us. Looks like some kind of starfighters in formation. We can either blast them out of the stars or see if we can leave them some space dust. If you've got a plan to get out of this one, now's the time to pull your weight."
Dathkar is going to go ahead and shove Tuvelis down into the seat there. Buckle up. And he's going to head straight over to the gunning turret.
Yeah, and Ulrich's going to run over and slide into the tech seat. He would normally grab a pilot or a tech seat, and with Leo in the pilot seat, he figures he can be most helpful here. It ain't his ship. I think he'd look over at Leo and look over at Dathkar, and I think Dathkar and Ulrich are kind of fight, not flight just now, but we'll have to see what Leo's...
Well, yeah, you proved that last time when you shot people in the back as they were running away.
Well, shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have dodged in front of my bullet.
And Leo catches just as Dathkar starts to run away towards the gun station. Leo looks over at you and gives you a little nod, and then he turns and points straight at Tuvelis. "Now you walking bucket of expensive bolts. I don't trust your kind, and I sure as space don't trust you. You stay there, strap in, and shut up. This is the way on my ship. Got it?"
Understood.
All right, Al. You're going to be my tech today?
That's the plan, man. Let's see if I can get this thing fired up. He's starting to get familiar with the console.
Leaves me my favorite seat, and he slides into the pilot seat. I'll maneuver the cutter. Dathkar, radio when you're at the gun.
Dathkar will go ahead and he climbs into the seat there, grab the headphones, mic, put them on. Gonna stretch it over his head. It's a little undersized for his head, but he'll make it work. He's got at least one ear covered. In position. Let's smoke these bitches.
All right, so we have on our star
Wait, will that
map-
come off as sexist?
We do have a...
Okay, let me say that again.
Go for
Smoke these guys.
There you go. Guys, sexist.
All right, so I have moved you guys onto our star map, which is this really cool galaxy star-filled, very large map. It is a grid map, but we have a few ships on here. So you'll notice that the cutter is a much larger ship than the other two, and that is because it is a bigger ship. We actually do have a stat block for it and a sheet for it. You guys can click on cutter to see what it is.
Yep.
And control things from there as well. It is a large size ship because it is a large salvage vessel, which means it has a decent amount of hit points. It does have a higher maneuver save DC, which is kind of how it can avoid or respond to certain maneuvers that the other ships will be doing. And it has a pretty decent armor class as well. And the cool thing about ships in Esper Genesis is that all of the ship's stats change based on who is manning what position on the ship. So there are pilots, technicians, there's even captains, commanders, and gunners. And they all utilize different skills: dexterity, intelligence, charisma, wisdom. So the cool thing is your ship is going to change and evolve based on who's fulfilling which actual role, which I think is kind of neat. And behind the cutter, we have 3 starfighters. And these are considered medium starships, but they're kind of on the medium-small scale. So they do have a lower armor class and lower hull points than the cutter, but they do have some other things that they can do a little bit better than the cutter can since they are a smaller ship. So essentially, you just blasted off from the planet, broke atmosphere, you're just starting to pick up speed, and radar pings them, you've got 3 hot on your tail. So what we're going to do here is, first off, roll for initiative. And we need to roll the ship for initiative instead of you, because you will act on the ship's initiative.
Oh, okay, I was getting on my character. I was like, no, all right, that's you.
If you get boarded, things will change.
Cross his fingers.
That'll go poorly. Yeah, that'll go poorly. I didn't seem to shoot him enough. I don't know. So that looks like it's 11 plus 3, 14.
Ooh, don't get to go first.
Well,
Damn it, Ulrich.
Spooktastic. I blame Leo. It's his bucket of bolts. My ship was great.
You don't even have a ship.
Not anymore. One little mistake.
So, first up on the turn order, we have our 3 starfighters, which are, like I said, pretty hot on your tail. You haven't had a chance to react too much, but they are a little bit smaller and more nimble than you guys, than the cutter. So they're going to go ahead and just take some shots at you. And we've got a 14, a 5, and a 9. So they shoot like stormtroopers.
Yeah, because our armor class is 15. So that's cool. Pew pew.
So you hear energy beams being shot from behind the ship because it's a pretty high-pitched sound. It's definitely audible. Everyone knows what they sound like. And both of you can see from your different positions, from the windows around the gunner seat as well as from the bridge, all of these energy blasts just flying past in wide arcs, long angles, almost as if they weren't actually trying to hit you.
Maybe they do want to board us, Death Car.
And now we are at the cutter. Now, there is no initiative order for who does their maneuvers, but it is still a general turn for the entire ship. So the start of your turn is before movement has happened. Each character on the ship that has a role can do a maneuver if they choose, and the ship can move. Some maneuvers will have a bonus action, but it's in the maneuver description. And once movement and the actions have been done, that ends the cutter's turn.
I was thinking the pilot, and then the tech, and then the gunner, so that we can set up shots and things like that, and then maybe the pilot could have a follow-up if there's any movement left.
Well, I will say that the pilot actually has actions that they take. The movement is freeform. So just like in D&D, you can take a couple steps,
Right.
do the thing you want, and then take the rest of your movement. That is still doable here.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought.
I would say it needs to be a little bit of a brief conversation of what everyone wants to do in the moment, because it's kind of all happening at once. I will say Leo wants to save his ship. He wants to rely on his crew that he paid for. So he is going to take evasive action.
Okay. So Ulrich would be looking at the console and knowing that they probably got to defend themselves while, Leo is trying to get his ship to safety. And the best safety that Ulrich knows based on Dathkar is shoot it first, ask questions later. So he's going to try to tweak the sensors and improve the targeting. And if he can do that, their next shot will have advantage.
Nice.
So targeting sensors, it's a astrophysics check against their maneuver defense. And that's a 13 for astrophysics.
All right, a 13 against the mercenary starfighter's maneuver defense beats it. So that means Dathkar has advantage if he attacks the closest of the 3 ships.
If Dathkar attacks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So what would you say in your radio real quick just to let him know which one to target at?
I've got sensors adjusted. That front ship should be a little easier to tag.
You just hear Dathkar kind of cackle to himself. And so, GM, real quick question here. Does range matter for space combat? For our weapon systems? If we're in the gunner position, does it make... Because I assume there's some limit, and I see some things in the sheet.
Yes.
I did some reading on 8 and 16, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. The range is treated like a ranged weapon, so there's a range / a secondary range. So 8 is your primary range where you do not have disadvantage, and then 16 you can still hit them, but you would have disadvantage on the shot, just like you would with a bow.
Is that 8 squares? 16 squares?
Yes.
Or okay. Because right now
I'm gonna
it's
say yes
it's in
because I
feet.
didn't find it written anywhere.
That was my
Okay.
assumption as
well.
well.
All the ships are within that.
what does your gunner space look like, and what weapon are you firing?
It's a turret centered on the top of the ship, so it's got full range on all sides. On the upper turret, there's a lower turret, but I'm taking the upper turret right now. And it's basically an armored shell with just, I'd say, a third of it being a window out. So you got a visibility of that third, and then like slits, or not even slits, 2 little portholes just on each side, so you can get a little more peripheral vision. But it's got to be armored enough that you don't get blown into space, because you're a pretty easy target out there.
That would be a bad day.
And then, do you have a second question? What's it look like? And there was another follow-up.
Just what are you firing? What weapon is it?
Oh, it's an alternating cannon, so it just fires back and forth, kind of reciprocating energy blasts towards whatever I aim it at.
Very cool. All right, so which ship are you aiming at, and what did you roll?
So I'll be aiming at the closest ship, and I rolled a 24. It's a nat 20. So this guy's having
No, you didn't even need the advantage.
I know, I only hit it once. Let's see what the advantage. The other would have been 16. We'll take the 24.
Okay. I was going to see if you got double crits. That would be amazing. All right, well, yeah, a 24 is absolutely going to hit the ship. How much damage does it do?
It does 8 points of energy damage, we'll call it. I don't really... It says piercing, but I feel like that's kind of boring.
Energy is way cooler.
Blast damage. Blast damage.
There you go. I like it.
8 points of blast.
Yeah, I like that.
8 points of blast damage. Where on the ship are you aiming?
It's coming straight at us, so I'm coming, just dancing the shots right across the top of the ship. Right through the front of it, and then across sort of the back where the wing would be, or tail fin would be on this one.
All right, so as you are shooting along the top of the ship, you are able to actually knock off some of the antennae. And so you probably disrupted communications of this particular ship. And you see that there is a repair robot, or a repair android, kind of reaching out and trying to frantically do some mini repairs. Just this little robotic arms moving.
R2-D2.
And you hear a high-pitched as you watch part of it just blast off into space.
Now I feel bad.
That's my version of describing the enemy as bleeding or looking rough, because you did over half of the damage. That's my spaceship version. All right, and do you get 1 or 2 shots with that weapon? I think it's just 1, but I want to check.
I think it's just 1. I didn't say anything about multiple attacks on this, so I'm assuming it's just 1 shot.
All right, sounds good. So we've got our technician went, our gunner went, and now it's up to the pilot, who waited just long enough to get those first shots off, and now he's going to take evasive action. So Leo's going to grab the... I really don't want to say flight stick. That just sounds wrong.
Controls.
Is it just controls? I just figured you guys would make fun of me and do a lot of dirty jokes about the word flight stick.
Yeah.
Grabs the controls, and he literally takes one hand off and just spins it like you're playing an arcade game. And when that happens, this massive ship actually starts to do a barrel roll. He catches it, spins it the other way, and this thing is dancing left and right as it's moving. But you don't feel much of it because all of these seats are on hydraulics. And so they're actually keeping you completely level the whole time as just chaos is spinning around you. And what evasive action does is you choose up to 3 enemy ships within range, and each of them has to make a dex saving throw versus the maneuver save DC of our ship. And if they fail, the attack rolls have disadvantage until the next turn.
We've got a 15 maneuver defense.
All right, so let's see. We've got the top of our attack triangle, got a 17.
Uh-oh.
The one to the right in the 5 o'clock position got a 12.
Okay, he missed.
And then, that one on the left got a 4. So the back 2 ships have disadvantage. All right, and what is the speed of the cutter?
Intercept speed is 5.
All right, so because it's a 5 and you didn't take any maneuvers that were going to boost the speed of the ship, the starfighters are just a little bit faster. So they get a little bit closer to you on this round. You're able to maneuver a little bit, but the evasive maneuvers took you a little bit of time. And so these starfighters are still going to be hot on your heels. And they're not going to maintain that triangle shape position. They're actually going to try and go around the side of the ship. So now they're kind of in a half circle line trying to circle I'm going to say the right side of the ship because I'm not a ship person. Is that port or starboard?
Starboard.
How do you know, Dan? How do you know these things?
My wife's a sailor.
There you go.
Also, port and left have 4 letters, so that's how.
That's helpful.
Thank you. There we go. All right. So they now have kind of a arcing half circle going around the starboard side of the cutter. And we're up to the starfighters. They're going to make 3 shots at you. Now, the one that's in the lead and furthest around the side of the ship is the one that has no disadvantage.
Right.
But it's also the one that was hit. So it's going to fire its autocannon, which is a small cannon that actually pops up out of the top of the ship and has... Usually they're supposed to kind of have some seeking, but we'll see if that happens. Oof. They rolled a nat 20 for a 23.
That hurts.
That's going to do... Well, it's okay because they rolled really good on one of their damage rolls and then they got a nat 1 on the other one. So it's going to be a total of 9 points. It's going to be a total of 9 points of energy damage. Or blast damage. I think that's definitely better, Dan. 9 points of blast damage. And then the other 2 are also going to take shots at you guys at disadvantage. Oh, that was lucky because the second one also got a nat 20, but ended up with a 14. And then the third one rolled a 16.
And that hits.
All right, so the 16 is going to cause 3 points of blast damage.
Okay, we've taken some healthy damage. Almost halved.
Can I use regenerative force on the spaceship?
At this point, you've got a little bit of a tactical decision to make. So you can continue to do the rolls that we have. We can switch to trying to outrun them. Or we could potentially have, even though they were commanded to sit down and shut up, I don't know how much of a rule breaker Tivelis is when their life is in danger.
Tivelis is a survivor. So.
Oh, bother. I should have known better than get on a ship that just picked up a highly sought-after item. Now I'm stuck in the seat waiting to see if the cutter will be able to survive or suffer the same fate as the Basilisk. Well, at least I have a few minutes to download my favorite podcasts while I wait. NatFun has over 50 episodes, so that should help me pass the time if I have to stow away when we get boarded. I would have missed out too if it had not been for the ratings and reviews. I will have to do that if we manage to make it back to a spaceport.
What the heck are you doing? Fire up those cannons!
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. It's time we even the odds.
We are back up to the cutter's turn now. Get someone else on those blasted guns!
Crud. Deathcar, do you want me to come back, or do you want our new friend to come out there with you?
I think Tivelis just on his own hearing Leo start shouting about that will take initiative. He didn't like getting jostled around as the ship shook from those blasts, so Tivelis will go ahead and head to the turret on the bottom. Now, he's not really all that skilled in combat, but he's going to give it a shot.
Literally.
Yeah. Tivelis will shout at it.
I'm on it. Headed to the bottom turret. The lower turret. Yes.
Yes?
Now that's all I'm going to be saying because you said that.
Does he clean his pots in cod liver oil every night for 30 years? All right, what about you, Al?
Al is going to continue trying to understand the ship, and he's going to actually do a pinpoint targeting maneuver, and he's got to make a computer's check against that lead ship again. He thinks if they can really get rid of that ship, it might scare off the other guys, and that deals additional damage equal to my intelligence modifier. So I'm messing with the targeting computers, and I'm going to tell the guys in the turret, fire at that front ship, and we'll get a little extra zip on our blasters there if this works.
All right.
So I'll make a computer's check against their
Maneuver defense, right?
maneuver defense, yes. And that's a 13.
13 beats.
Honing on them, I think we can get a little extra heat out of these guns.
All right, I've added a marker to the front ship.
Deathcar's going to light him up.
So you'll get a +3 damage to your hits.
Heard. Deathcar will go ahead, line up his shot, target that forward ship and take a shot. Ooh, it's a 7.
Oh, no. should've
Seven's
given you
not gonna
Hold
hit,
on.
so
GM inspiration.
Well, you got your other buddy can still fire on
Done.
it too.
All
Because
right.
this does last till our next, your ship's next turn.
All right, yeah, that's an 11. Does that hit?
unfortunately it does not. So as the cannon starts to move, because you said they were kind of alternating barrels, you can see the pilot sitting in this starship, looks over, and they roll the ship, and they end up spinning, and the shot misses. Sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to do some of their own evasive maneuvers and spin out of the way.
Deathcar will shout at Tibelis. Take your shot. Tell us what
Oh, okay.
it will go ahead and roll for the second cannon attack. It's a 9.
Oh no!
Shaky.
9 doesn't hit.
Bummer.
Looks like we took some damage, boys. Our sensors apparently aren't targeting properly. I'll get on it.
Deathcar just ripping the console apart in front of him.
Let's see. I was just going to do evasive maneuvers each time.
I think there's a thing called like attack run or something that gives some advantages.
All right, so Leo, holding the controls, is going to yell out, "You're supposed to hit him with the blasters! God darn it!" And he's going to lean hard to starboard, and he's actually going to just ram the cutter into that starship.
Oh no!
Yes. Deathcar's all excited for this.
So there is a collision damage table. So he's going to fire off some of the thrusters on the port side of the ship and almost just move over
Ooh,
at a
get out
weird
the
angle.
way.
And it's a piloting maneuver check versus the opponent's maneuver defense.
Both ships take damage on this, FYI.
That is going to be a d20 plus 5 against the maneuver defense of the starfighter.
Okay.
So let's do this. Oh, nice. That's going to be 16 plus 5 for 21. Crushes it, hopefully literally in just about a second. And because the cutter is a large ship and the starfighter is only medium, it's going to do 3d6 of ramming damage or brutal damage.
Ramrod.
Can't dodge it, ram it.
Car ramrod.
Car.
So that's going to be 14 points of damage, and it is going to completely obliterate that first starship.
Why are we
How
even
much
using
damage
cannon?
do we take?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Both your ship's technicians and the target ship must make a wisdom saving throw versus your maneuver save DC.
Wisdom
So their
save?
technician does need to make a wisdom save. Oh, they rolled a 7, so still stands. They're gone.
Okay. Do I need to make a wisdom or no?
Yep.
Okay. Maneuver save of 15. Wisdom's not my strong suit. That's a 4. That's a 4. I didn't know he was going to do this. Oh, hold on to your butt.
I didn't read the full description. I didn't
know.
realize it was going to hurt our ship,
I
so
know
I
you
can go
didn't.
back and retcon this because I didn't think it through.
No, that's fine. How much damage we take? I can fix it. Ish.
Leo's going to look over at you, Al, and go, "Do something inspirational. That's what I pay you for."
Next time around.
Aw, fine. Well, that means that we take 14 points of damage.
Well, I thought I'd already taken my turn because I set up the shots. I can't do anything.
No,
else.
the inspiration, GM inspiration on the
GM
roll,
inspiration.
wisdom roll.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, okay, I guess he
Okay,
really
go.
doesn't want to use
Yeah,
it.
no,
but
no.
whatever.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got it. Take it again.
Or, again, being a new game system, I had planned on only using
Nope.
evasive action.
That's okay.
Hear me out. I feel like I'm forcing you to use your inspiration. I didn't realize this was going to cause this much damage to our ship. So my original plan was to only do evasive action.
No.
I just thought it sounded cool to try something, but it's really not good for the ship.
Let's go for it. Let's see if I can roll this wisdom shot. I'm gonna use my GM inspiration and see if I can I don't have any bonuses to this, so hold on to your butts. That's a 13.
Nope.
That's all right.
All right.
Hit it. How much damage?
14 points.
Okay. All right. We're not doing so hot. I know what I got to do next turn. I can patch her together, but you guys are going to have to hit this ship.
All right. By trying to ram that starfighter, we absolutely obliterate it.
Yep. Let's see if it scares
But
everybody
we
off.
don't gain as much forward momentum as if we would have simply been doing evasive maneuvers or running. So that means that the other two are catching up and are hot on our heels. We've got one rounding the starboard side, one rounding the port side. The one on the starboard side is about even with the middle of the ship.
Yeah.
And we are back to our starfighters.
Yep.
There's only 2 left, and they're only going to do one thing. They're going to fire their autocannons at us.
Cool.
So that is
Cool,
going to
cool.
be a 12 and a 13.
That misses. Our shields hold. Our hold deflects it. Pucker up, fellas. It's going to get rough.
All right, we're back to the cutter.
Okay. We're holding on by a thread here, Captain. We might want to hustle, but I'm going to do a little jury rigging over here and see if I can get us a little damage back. And I'm activating some repair systems, so I'm going to make a mechanics check, the DC 14 wisdom under mechanics, and if I do, we can gain 1d4 hit points back.
Nice.
Whole points back. Whole points.
Yep, whole points. Oh, good. My wisdom is based on mechanics, so it's a 0 as well. Okay, come on. We need 14. Oh, no. That's 12. So we don't get any points.
I thought you said you've been on a ship before. Come on, Al.
I was in your seat, and my ship managed to survive.
All right, well, Dathgar's going to go ahead and look at that gunship that's off to the starboard side, and he's going to fire again. Kind of a fit of rage at this point. He's really gritting his teeth trying to strike it. It's a 7.
Oh,
Dathgar's in bad
God,
shape,
die.
bad form. We are not surviving this guy.
It's going to be a very short-lived
Well-
campaign.
That's kind of Leo's fault, because after seeing Al try to jury rig and do some extra fancy stuff in the tech seat and have that fail, he's going to actually do a braking maneuver. And in doing so, it completely threw you off balance. So with the braking maneuver, it's you attempt to make a sharp turn or a full stop to throw off an enemy's targeting. Make a piloting maneuver check versus the maneuver defense of a target within range is successful. The next attack made against you by the target has disadvantage. So he totally threw you off. That's why you missed. But it is going to be a +5 on our roll. Oh, man. So his braking maneuver sucked, too. He rolled a 3. +5 is 8. So he rolled an 8, which is not higher than the maneuver defense of these really nimble starfighters. So he starts to do the braking maneuver, and then he hears your dual cannon wind up, and he takes just enough pause that not only does the braking maneuver fail to line you up for a better shot, but it makes you miss.
Bummer. Two Bellis,
Can you hold it steady?
and he's gonna, and it fires a 12.
Which unfortunately does not break their armor class.
Oh, my God.
I said hold it steady.
That's his turn.
I think the target computer's down.
Yep, that's everyone's maneuvers.
Use
And
the
with that
force,
braking maneuver,
too.
we didn't really get to move at all. So we are back to these 2 pesky starfighters that are just honestly starting to come up to the front of the ship now. They're almost circling around it. And you just hear a sound. That's the closest I can make to a TIE fighter sound, because I don't really know how to make that sound. But they want to gun us down. They want to stop this ship. So they're just going to open fire with those autocannons again. And it's going to be a 13 and a 13.
Lucky 13.
Bounces off the whole armor. I think we're being held together by duct tape and space dust.
But at this point, they have both looped around the ship and switched sides, port and starboard. But we're back up to the cutter again. Dathgar, you gotta hit the ship.
God bless it. I don't know if I patch her up or get it down.
You can use a shield boost
That's a DC. Let's avoid the wisdoms.
Leo, you take a look. I've got an idea. So Leo is feeling we're almost dead in the water. Like, he slammed on the brakes to kind of line up a shot and it failed. So now he's going to do a forced position maneuver, which is going to kind of force an enemy ship into just the right spot to boost an ally's attack. So if his roll is successful against the starfighter on the starboard side, it's actually going to give Dathkar advantage on his attack. So for forced position, piloting maneuver check. It says an ally within range, so it's probably more for if there's multiple ships, but I'm going to say you're the ally in range because you're on the ship with us.
Uh-huh.
So again, it's going to be that D20 plus 5. Oh, God.
That's
Leo rolled a nat 1.
that's gorgeous. Okay.
So as he calls out to you, Dathkar, I'm going to line it up and you shoot it dead. And he starts to turn the controls, and his pinky finger gets caught in it, and you hear a sickening snap, Al, as he cries out in pain because he was looking up the hallway and shouting to you, and his finger was caught in it, and he just broke his finger trying to do this maneuver, so nothing worked.
Ulrich looks over and he sees a couple red lights he didn't notice before on the console, and he starts flipping switches and moving dials, and he's getting the sensors back in line, trying to get targeting back on, and he's going to do another improved sensors move. He's going to roll an astrophysics to give the advantage to the next shots. So let's see, astrophysics against their maneuver. That's a 7, so we don't get advantage. So
Nope.
the system, as he turns the dials,
is down. The system is down.
half the console goes dark, and he just starts smacking it.
That's the alarm.
Yep.
Did you just break my ship, Al?
I think you broke your ship with a ship. Dathkar, just shoot.
And he reaches over. What clothing are you wearing, Al?
It's kind of like a lightweight suit with little like metal accents and clips and things.
So he's going to reach over and he's going to grab the kind of V-shaped metal clip that's kind of on the in between your shoulder blades and grab it like a handle and pick you up and throw you in the other technician's seat to his left. Don't break that one. I don't got any more.
Check your finger.
And he holds up one lone, not broken, finger in your direction. You can guess which one.
I know this gesture.
All right. Dathkar's going to go ahead and line up a shot at that starboard side fighter again. I guess it's circled. They crisscrossed, so he was the one on the other side, but he's now on this side. That's an 11.
God bless it.
11's not going to do it.
And, well, Tuvelis has decided that he's going to go ahead and he's going to focus. So we'll do a focus aim. And he's going to choose the ship on the port side there.
It's an important target.
On his next roll, he'll have an advantage on that attack. But he decided he's been missing too much. He needs to focus, and he'll let them take another run at the ship while he lines up his shot better.
Nice.
Going all Death Star. Yeah.
All right. So that was a really unsuccessful round of 4 players, essentially, against 2 ships.
And the 2 ships. No one had a good day. It was...
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Day ain't over yet.
What are our hull points at this point, by the way?
Oh, not
We had
great.
how many to start with?
We had 30. We've got
4.
4.
What?
Yeah.
Ramming did 14 points of damage.
Yeah, and we lost 9 in our first assault.
That's fair. That's fair. They've rolled really good, except for trying to hit us. So that is going to be the attacks of the 2 starfighters are going to be a 7 and an 11.
Bing! Well, apparently the shields are still working.
They're not having a good day either. We are back to the cutter.
And
Might be time to turn our tail and run.
Cheese it!
Tuvelis is going to go ahead and take his shot. It's been lining its shot up. And it gets the roll with advantage. A 19 and a 19.
Oh, mama.
Nice.
That's a crit.
No, it's with advantage.
For focused aim, a 19
Ooh,
is
it
a
is
crit.
critical. You are right.
Nice.
That is helpful.
Yes, so Savelis, they take the shot. Boom, boom. Blasters go off. Hit the ship. He says,
Suck on that!
he's getting in the mood
Nice.
too.
And how many points of blast damage?
Well, it's a crit, so it was 4, but do you double it then?
Roll it again.
Roll it again. All right, then it's a 4 and an 8, so it's 12.
Nice.
12 points of blast damage at the port side ship.
All right. Where was Tavelis aiming with that focus strike?
Since they've been circling around, it's basically the side of the ship is facing us. So just blasting across the wing structure and the whole side of the hull there. It's just a big broad target, and Tavelis led it properly.
So with that shot, it causes a massive amount of damage, including part of the fuel tank. And you can see a liquid spewing out into outer space as it is slowing down next to the cutter.
Death Car, hearing the blaster cannons go off down below him, is going to go ahead and take a shot at the one that's on the starboard side that he's been eyeballing. And that's a 7. This gun is jammed. It is. That's what
Not
happens when you
gonna
ram a
do
ship
it.
into another ship. It breaks things.
Oh.
Are you blaming me for your bad aim there, Deathcar?
He's gonna hear like a roaring screech in the intercom.
So much for that gun. Ulrich looks over at Leo. It's like, do you want to get out of here, or do you want to hold her together a little better? I can do one or the other right now with what I got left. Well, I can try to do one or the other.
I'm a little
No
busy
promise.
right now, Al. You do whatever you think is best.
No, God. I don't think it's going to get us
You
out
can
of
always roll a
range.
dice.
No. There's a little thought, because I can help our speed, but I don't think it's going to get us out of range. So he's going to reach under the console again, and he's going to pull out a couple wires and plug them into another port, and he's going to try to jury-rig this thing again. Make a DC 14 Wisdom. Oh, this is going to go badly. Oh, that's a 19.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to roll a
Nice.
D4, and we gain that many hull points back. Oh.
Wow, this is a rough session, guys.
That is one hull point I will put back in. Okay, I think I got her patched up, but this should be great. Ouch! It shocks me. And yeah, we only gained one hull point. Totally worth it.
And
Totally worth it.
Leo, not seeing the shields go up significantly and still seeing all those red lights all across the paneling of the console station that they're at, he's going to say, hold on to everything your mama gave you. And he's going to, again, take that evasive action, which means that the targets, which are the two starfighters, are both going to have to make a dexterity saving throw against our maneuver save DC.
Okay, 15.
Ooh, they rolled a nat 1 for one of them. The other one did make the save at 17. So for fun narrative, I'm going to say that the first one, which is leaking fuel, it tries to kind of get back onto the new line that we're flying on. And in doing so, it starts to spin out a little bit. It's going to have disadvantage on its next attack,
Nice.
which is right now. So we're going to go with our spinny, gas leaky, barely holding it together starfighter. With disadvantage, it rolled a 7.
Nice.
And then the one on the starboard side that, Deathcar keeps
Toying
playing with, not hitting, they rolled a 5.
Totally worked.
So we're getting real lucky. Everybody is rolling bad right now.
Good.
Back
Lord.
to the cutter.
We're about to run to the escape pod. All right, cutter.
I don't have an escape pod.
Great. Oh, boy. I think Ulrich's gonna mess with the sensors again. He goes like, I'm gonna get this to work so we can get these guys. And he literally just smacks the side of the console and jams the levers forward, and he's gonna attempt to get the targeting sensors back on to give advantage to the next shot for the ship on the port that's leaking. If I remember that correctly. Astrophysics roll. That's a 19.
And that's against their maneuver defense?
Yeah.
Oh, it totally crushes it.
So, guys, aim for the limping one. I think we can get her this time.
Even before you speak, Tuvelis is pulling the triggers again. 22 and a 15. So.
I didn't even need the advantage.
All right, what's that sweet, sweet damage?
3 blast points.
Which is exactly what you needed.
Jesus.
Whew. So what does it look like when Tuvelis takes the ship out?
Ulrich was starting to talk, and Tuvelis was already kind of jazzed up from that last run he got, so he was just tracking it as it's spinning around, and he knew he had that shot lined up. Pull the trigger. Just 2 blasts of energy go out one right after the other, and then strike the side of the ship, and just it explodes into shrapnel, and then kind of sucks back in as it does so. A little bit of
Big
implosion.
Fuel cloud
That's cool.
explosion. Get the other one! You bucket of bolts!
Daskar again is gonna.
Well, hold on just
Oh.
a second. As that happens, Leo's getting real frustrated that we're not taking these ships out. We're not able to get enough speed to get away. So just as Tuvelis explodes that starfighter, Leo's going to jump into action and once again try that braking maneuver and try and fly right through the shrapnel, hoping that it's going to throw off the targeting analytics of the starfighter. So he's going to do a sharp turn and go through that shrapnel with a piloting maneuver check versus the maneuver defense of the starfighter, which is going to be, again, that d20 plus 5. So he rolls 16 plus 5 for 21, which totally beats their maneuver defense. That means our one remaining starfighter is going to have disadvantage on any attacks against the cutter. Sorry, I misread it. I thought it gave you advantage, so I apologize that I jumped in there
smacks his
before
head
your
off
shot.
the console as we make a sharp turn. Ow! Nice maneuver! Ow!
Dathkar. We'll see how affected by the maneuver Dathkar is right here. I'm not going to say anything until I roll.
Yeah.
23! Alright. So Dathkar now being banged around and getting used to how this feels. Having this, or having Leo as pilot. He's starting to get a little more in sync here. And he's able to line up a shot and do 3 points of blast damage on the remaining starfighter.
All right, we've only got one left, but it still looks pretty intact. And I believe that's all of our maneuvers this round. But with that braking maneuver, we're going to say the cutter was able to move a good 4 space squares away.
Space
Units.
No, space squares is funnier. So we were at the
Not even
starfighter.
cubes.
Huh?
It's not even cubes. It's still flat. Space is flat, guys.
Space squares. Yeah, all the planets look flat from up here. So the starfighter can make up that distance pretty easily. So it's going to get hot on our heels, hot on the tail, and it's going to take another attack with those autocannons, but it does have disadvantage because of that braking maneuver, which is really good because it rolled a 21 and an 11. So it misses.
Go Leo.
All right. Back to the cutter.
Oh, gosh. Ulrich's just banging on buttons and trying to keep stuff from burning down around him. He's actually going to try this jury rig again and see if he can hold this ship together just in case. He's going to make another DC 14 mechanics check and see if he can do it one more time if it works, so. Oh. A mechanic he is not. It's an 11. Pretty sure I got another burn.
All right, well, you're not patching the ship up, but at least they're shooting stuff. Hold on just a second, Dathkar and bucket of bolts. And Leo's going to do the dogfight maneuver, which is going to sync with an enemy's flight pattern to gain a steady target for the ship's weapons. And if the piloting maneuver check beats the maneuver defense of the starfighter, any attack rolls against them from our ship have advantage until Leo does any other maneuver. We'll just continue that dogfight flight pattern.
Okay.
So again, this is going to be a d20 plus 5. He rolled an 8. Plus 5 is 13, which does beat the maneuver defense of the starfighter. So we now have advantage on all of our shots.
Why weren't you doing that before?
Because I, as the GM, wasn't planning on doing all of the
I
pilot
wasn't talking
maneuvers.
to you. I was talking to Leah.
Dathkar seeing the ships lines up his shot here, and we'll take the 2 rolls. 5 and a 12.
Wait. How was that 5 achieved? Just so we all know.
It's a net 1.
Yeah. And it was your first roll, so it's good. But
okay.
Unfortunately, a 12 just misses.
Have the can opener do it.
Well, Tuvelis is thinking about trying to disable this other ship in any way possible. So Tuvelis will use target systems, which basically any attack it makes will have the attack damage when hit, but it will target a specific part of the ship's system that be damaged. So let's try this mechanic. Tuvelis also gets to take 2 shots, the 22 and an 8. That 22 will stick.
22 hits.
6 points of blaster damage, cut down to 3. Half to 3, there's the words. And then...
What are they targeting?
The target ship's technician must make an intelligence saving throw against your maneuver save DC. So they need to make a saving throw.
All right, you said the technician?
Yes.
And they rolled a 14.
Ours is 15.
Doesn't beat us. Or 15.
Nice.
So I need to roll a d10, which will determine what has been damaged. And that's 4. So the defense, the target's AC and maneuver defenses are both reduced by a d4.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh!
Heck yeah.
Do you roll that now and we just know what it is? Or how's that? Is it every turn? What do you think?
I think that it makes sense to do it all now. So what did you roll?
It's a 1. Of all the ones to roll to. Fine.
All right, well, their AC is down by 1 and their maneuver defense is down by 1.
Tuvelis is lining up the shot, is looking at this ship, and he's not having just blown up one of the other ships. It decided to target the systems more specifically. So it looks at the ship and can kind of recognize where the different parts would be computer systems and that, and so it lines up a shot and ends up trying to take out the defenses on this to try to make this ship an easier target, weaken the shields, make it less maneuverable, and hopefully give them a better shot in the future.
All right. I will also say I misread dogfight. We don't just have the advantage indefinitely. It is just for this turn. It's if there were 2 pilots or you did a secondary piloting maneuver. So
Got it.
the advantage is gone. But
You do it again.
we've got our 1 lone starfighter.
What damage could one little starfighter do?
Well, they did roll a 22 for their attack,
Oh boy.
but they rolled pretty bad with an @1 in their damage, so it's 3 points of blast damage.
Yeah. We're down to 2. We've got 2. There's a lot of lights on over here, Leo. There's a lot of lights. I don't even know what some of these
There's
lights
a hole
are
on
for.
this entire side of the ship. Was there a window there a few minutes ago?
As they shoot the cutter, pieces start flying off the ship, and they are in hot pursuit. They know they've got it limping.
Leo, the lights have just shut off. They've given up. There's like less lights now.
So we are back to the cutter, and Leo's gonna say, "We get one last shot. Make it count." And he's gonna use that dogfight maneuver again and see if he can get advantage for you guys. So, oh no, he rolls his d20 plus 5. He only gets a 10. So, but because Tuvelis did the maneuver he did last round and it lowered their maneuver defense by 1, it just works.
Yes, Tuvelis.
Okay.
Way to use the cool things in this game system. So he lines the ship up and he's following the pattern, staying in the line of sight of this starfighter, which is making us a little more vulnerable, but it also means that if we can be quick on the trigger, we've got a really good shot.
Ulrich's gonna tweak with the sensors, and he's gonna do pinpoint targeting to give us a boost to the damage and hopefully knock this thing out of the sky. He's got to do a computer check. See if he can help these guys get it. 17 to the computer check against their maneuver save.
Absolutely beats it.
Okay, everything gets a +3 that hits.
Dathkar not gonna shy away from this lined up shot with 2 shots, a 19 and a 6.
with advantage, so the 19 crushes it.
So 7 points of blast damage plus 3, 10 points of blast damage.
All right, Dathkar, how do you Death Star that ship?
Oh, Dathkar's had enough fun for the day. It's time to put this ship out of its misery. That's at least the story he's going to tell at the bar later on. He's able to line that shot up, and he just holds the trigger down till that blaster starts to overheat and shut itself down. So it just shot right after a row, and just
Shots.
it explodes, and he's still shooting straight through the debris pile. He wants there to be nothing left of this. So
We're gonna need some of those
a
parts.
bit of rage.
They are so gone. As Leo sees on the sensors the ship is gone, what does Dathkar cry out as this ship is imploding on itself? He's got to do a victory cry, right?
Oh, it's just gonna be that, like a gutter, just, you know, so you know, but it's a very deep, loud roar of, like, success. It's overcoming all his frustration, laying all that out, and watching the enemy fall behind him.
That's how you do it, Dathkar.
7th time's the charm.
Al, is there anything else on the sensors?
Nothing I can see, but I've only got half of them, but I think we got them all. I think they'd be shooting if there were. I'm going to start patching some of these wires and see if we can limp on out of here.
And with that, we have successfully had our first spaceship combat and barely survived because I almost accidentally killed us trying to help.
Yeah, Helm was against us. The call's coming from inside the house. Come on, he's trying to kill us from inside. No.
I wasn't planning on doing more than evasive maneuvers, but I was trying to help.
I mentioned it. I was like, this does damage.
Yeah, I didn't read the third paragraph. I just read the first two and thought it sounded great.
It did. It worked out fine. Just fine. Wisdom. Yay.
All right, so we are in space, back on our trajectory. And I'm going to just open it up for a little bit of role play as we travel to our destination. So Leo says, I need to go make a pot of coffee. Anybody else want some of this sludge?
Uh-huh. And Ulrich's going to actually slide out of the seat, and he's going to have Slick come down and throw him into the console. Say, start figuring that out, and just have him start, like, reconnecting broken wires while he goes over to the other console to try to hack this thing back together and see if they can close up the hull breaches.
Self-destruct in 90 seconds.
Not that one! The red wire!
Now, we know who Slick is, but I don't believe Slick has been described in our main episodes.
Yeah. So, as we all know, Ulrich is kind of a very soft white skin with hints of purple, and his what we'd call hair is actually like a tentacle nest. And as he reaches up, he has basically a companion that hides up there, and it looks like a little flying squid that's the same color as he is, and it's been his companion for years, and he can help around, get into places, and do little jobs for him. And Slick is just this little flying little space squid, and he's kind of cool and just and crawls around and does stuff.
Anything to make the slurpy sounds.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's the basis for all his character decisions.
And he slides into the console, and he's got, he's very dexterous, and so he's helping out. Well, Ulrich's over at the original console that now has more lights on than the one he had. He's trying to patch up the ship and see if they can limp this thing to port.
Dathkar is gonna just sit at the gun turret up there and wait for anything else that comes. He's
just blasting
the
into
ship's in
space
bad
randomly.
Yeah, he's waiting for anything else to show up, but Tuvelis will leave the gunner's turret and head up and walk into the bridge area and offer assistance.
Hello, sir. Can I be of assistance?
Yes, please. Is there anything you know about these systems out there? I'm apparently pretty unfamiliar with this build. I'm just trying to patch it together.
I can see what I can do. I've patched myself together many times.
And it will go up to one of the consoles and try to interface with it and relay the long list of damages that the ship is currently
oh god, be careful. That one shocks you a little bit. It does bite back a little, but yeah. And while he's doing that, Slick's gonna crawl out from under the console and just crawl up and over him and check him out, and then slide back over to another console and keep going. He likes you.
Tudelas will speak up.
We should make sure that the life support systems remain functional and our docking and landing systems remain functional so that we can get this back to be repaired.
Yeah, good call. I think we're gonna have to divert some power from the weapons. Don't tell Dathkar. I think I can power up this other console and we can both work at the same time. He's gonna use some of his tech experience to fire this thing up for short bursts until he can get it operational, and they can basically both tandem this thing, because I think it's gonna need some duct tape and baling wire to get it in.
I'm gonna hear Dathkar shout, "I knew this damn turret was broken!" And you hear him climb down and go to the lower turret.
Well, yeah, I figured he was sitting up in the gunner's seat because he knows if he has to miss 4 times per time he hits, he might as well start shooting when they're far away.
Ulrich reaches up and transfers powers from the bottom turret back up to the top turret, and he can see if he can get him to run up and down at least twice.
I don't think you want to do that. You might start ripping the ship apart. How much damage can Dathkar do to the ship?
Ever so slightly.
Well, depends. How many hull points do we have left?
That's a big number. A very, very big number. 2?
Yeah, isn't it twice as big as the number 1?
Yeah. 2 is the loneliest number.
Well, you are able to limp the ship along, and Leo is able to have his disgusting sludge coffee that is literally like a thick maple syrupy viscous fluid, but he likes it. And he comes back to the bridge.
It's chewy.
All right. Can't go as far as I once planned, but I've got some contacts over here in Peltiveria. Your funds like I promised, and he pulls out his digital wallet, because rather than having us carry coins, I think it would be kind of cool if we just kind of like phone tap Venmo each other in our space system. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let's call it Moven.
Moven.
Well, I think we talked about earlier on, like there were people had personal media devices. So something that's like an ID and a personal computer and something. So I'm thinking like a data pad or I don't know. You got any ideas, Dan? I was thinking something just that's like all-in-one like computer wallet ID thing.
I got it. So Leo reaches down and you see on his belt, it's laid out pretty much like yours are. Got the belt. You've got a couple of slots for weapons. You've got a couple of slots that you can kind of tactical, have some grenades and other things, and just some little holsters. And then there's this really big, wide, it's metal, but I would equate it to the really big plastic clip that people used to wear pagers, or the people that just wear their cell phone on their hip, like really obvious. And that is his personal media device. Pulls it out. I promised you 1,200 rubles. Here you go. And he holds it out. And as each of you grab yours and tap it, the funds are immediately transferred. And you can see that it's been transferred to each of your accounts. Woohoo! And I didn't make you a deal, you bucket of bolts. I don't trust your kind. But you saved our ship back there. You earned a little bit of my trust. I'll give you 200 rubles for your actions. And he holds out the personal media device towards Tuvelis.
Well,
Tuvelis will...
Thank you. I just was in it for the safe passage. Glad I could be of service. And we did not all die today.
Yeah, it's always a win.
All right, so I'm going to flash to you guys a map of the galaxy. And we are going to change our trajectory. We are going to head to Peltiveria, which is right next to one of 2 rifts. So the galaxy is around a massive black hole that has this entire galaxy orbiting around it. And on either side of that black hole, which can be traversed, it's just extremely dangerous, are 2 rifts that are essentially immediate transport systems. You've got the Aride Rift, and then you also have the Keshite Rift. And just outside of it is the planet that we're going to, Peltiveria. And Leo's gonna kind of look around the bridge at everyone. All right, course is set. We're gonna head to Peltiveria. Not where I was planning, but I got some contacts there. Plus, you can have some fun there with the new change in your pocket while I get my new wares inspected. I've already put in a good word for you in the network. Peltiveria is a good place to have some fun and find a crew. I wish you all the best.
I'm just glad we didn't die. What's so important about that pile of circuits that's in the back there?
He doesn't seem to answer you. And you remember earlier on he said something to the effect of, I don't pay you to ask questions.
Fair enough. Doesn't mean I won't.
Is there anything else that you would like to roleplay before the cutter arrives at Peltiveria, which is kind of like it is a space station that has a lot of entertainment and travel. It's kind of a travel destination for people.
I think just...
Tuvelis will, when they're exchanging currency, Tuvelis had promised Dathkar 100 rubles for allowing him to live and getting him onto the ship, so Tuvelis will make that payment.
Sounds good.
Not wanting to be on the wrong side of Dathkar.
Was there anything else that Al or Slick wanted to do?
I was gonna see, he did pick up that media device from the guy that they dealt with on the planet, and I was gonna see if he can get that thing to operate or open up. See if he can figure out what's on it.
The Melder Initiate?
Yes.
It was the media device, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have a hacker's kit?
I've got to look.
I was gonna say, Tuvelis has one. So Tuvelis, as he sees him fumbling with this thing, will turn to him and say,
Well, would you like help operating that device? You seem quite confused by it.
Yeah, we found it on the planet on some dude that kind of died, and right before we found you, so...
Most unfortunate for him.
Yeah. Well, make dumb choices.
So go on, Jackie.
Dumb
Who rolls what and how? Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, it is going to be a intelligence check.
Check.
So is Tuvelis doing it, or is Tuvelis just lending you a kit?
Let me know, Matt. I'll do it.
Yeah, I know. I think, Ulrich's not dumb, but he doesn't know this kit, and he actually kind of figures this guy was with part of this whole mess. So he's going to hand it over and say, see if you can unlock it. In worst case, if it blows up, it's not me.
Woohoo! Tuvelis rolls a 19.
Nice. All right, that is successful. So as you use the hacker's kit, how does that work? Like, is the hacker's kit within your actual architecture?
I would say yes. It's built into Tuvelis has modified its body over time and has a variety of ports. I think the old computer ports, the way old computers look with all sorts of ports. It's got portholes all over it to plug into.
All right, so
Reminding our listeners that Tuvelis is not male or female, and we're going to struggle saying it for a long time.
well, it's also hard because you have two characters, so you're jumping back and forth constantly. But so Tuvelis is able to plug the hacker's kit in, and using that intelligence check, they find 200 rubles inside, as well as orders to disable and capture an experimental android. But as you're scrolling through those orders on your digital interface, it just says the hangar's location and has an order to disable the android, but no further instructions and no other information on who sent it.
Tuvelis, I'm just trying to think, would I be able to transfer this information to you directly without having to speak
Yes,
it, essentially?
actually,
Like,
I can...
If this pulls up inside me, I feel like that's...
I can actually communicate with you through my my physical being if I'm within 10 feet, and I'll look down and just kind of see something that's a little bit like, has like secret or something, and I'll look over at you and I'll mentally speak to you through my ability and say, "What you find, let's just keep it between us," and you can reply.
Tuvelis would open up and just allow Ulrich to see
Okay.
everything that was in that, just
Like very
directly
video gamey, like
passing it through.
Yeah.
a hanging, like
Yeah.
floating screen appears in front of you as if you're
Yep.
playing a first-person shooter game.
Yep.
And you are able to see all those same things, but you do see at the very end of that, and both of you had noticed this, it does look like there is more to the message, but it is encoded. So mechanically, because we haven't played this system before, what that means is if you were to dig deeper with the hacker's kit, there's the potential to unlock more information, but it would take an additional check.
You feel safe going deeper?
That's a terrible phrase.
Develos will lube up and...
I go, Slick runs all over.
Oh, gosh.
Develos will make another intelligence check to
Let's
see
see.
if it can't further decipher this message. It's a 9.
With a 9, as you try to dig deeper into the coding, you start to see some error codes, you start to see the screen flash, and then you see some very bad code come across as it overrides itself with essentially a self-destruct virus. And you are completely locked out, and the information is erased in front of your eyes.
Well, hell.
Develos will hand the device back to Auric and say,
I did my best.
Nah, you did better than I could, I think.
Let's carry on.
So,
and he'll just turn
do we still
around
get the
and
credits? GM?
Tavelis got the credits. He saw that there were 200 in there. Now, I do need to check. I read that it's Krubles, but I think it's
Krubles, yeah.
Cubles.
Cubles, yes.
Is there an R or a no? Because I think I said it wrong earlier. Cubles.
Cubles.
Cubles, CU.
Okay, that's what I thought. And I had a note that it was a CR, and I pronounced it wrong earlier, so I'll fix that. But shortly after this exchange, and I'll let Tavelis decide if they had added those Cubles to their own personal media device, or if they had shown that information to Al when they shared their screen. But shortly after you are hacking that device, you see through the windows Peltiveria, and the speed of the cutter slows as you are on a trajectory to dock. Doesn't take very long to arrive there. Ship docks, and Leo is already preoccupied with his next move because there's an awful lot more heat on this simple job than he expected. All right, everybody off the ship. Don't want to see you again for a while.
No. Thanks for the not dying.
To answer your question, Tuvelis would keep the Cubles. It knows that Ulrich doesn't know that they were there, so there's no reason to share such information. It considers it a tax or a fee for obtaining information.
A hacker's fee. Nice.
Yeah.
As the cutter has pulled into Peltiveria's main space dock, the cargo bay ramp goes down, and you all have a good view of the crowds of people gathered around one side of the station area. A sleek, shiny, slick Star Cruiser takes up much of the bay area, surrounded by security teams, onlookers, and a large pack of media reporters with camera drones. There's a large holographic sign hanging over it that is flashing and reads, "Introducing the Hyperlance." And as you look around this area, it's where the ships land, disembark, and then they actually go to a different area for repairs. So Leo pushes everyone out of the ship quickly. He goes over, starts talking to someone in a very drab gray uniform, simple cap on, and a little bit of currency is exchanged, and he gets a ticket, and you recognize he's sending the ship for repairs. And that's when the androids take over, and the cutter is sent away to start its repairs. He heads off in the opposite direction, and you turn and you see that this is, if you can take like a airport when you get off the plane and just get out of security, there's a few small restaurants, there's some coffee places, there's a few little shops here and there, a lot of seating. It's very nice and inviting looking, but it's not the main hub of the city, but there's plenty of spaces that you can kind of stop and, check out. What are a couple of small shops that each of you see in this area?
Dathkar sees restaurants. He's kind of hungry right now, and there's one in particular he likes. It's called the Cage Critter Cuisine, and they're known for their variety of creatures served in cages.
Cage to table.
And we can go more into that cage to table. So he's always enjoyed that kind of cuisine. It's kind of a specialty, and he's got some coin in his pocket, and he's looking to have a meal there as soon as they can get over to it.
All right, what about Al?
Ulrich's looking around, and I think he'd be looking, he's got some change in his pocket. he wants a ship again, but he knows he isn't there yet. But he's also going to go maybe look at like a tech shop and just see if there's anything good, over some of the tech locations, or before he goes and meets back up with a Dathkar, to figure out their next job.
Tuvelis sees over there. It's also into the tech stuff, but it's not into the new modern stuff. It's more interested in the kiosk that has kind of the cheesy, cheap stuff. There's usually some kind of nice novelty devices there that always catch his eye.
Change your eye color with just a push of a button.
And as you're all kind of looking around this space, you hear some footsteps behind you. So you see a slightly armored figure, same drab gray uniform of the individual that Leo had been talking to, and they have kind of a vest on with a badge, some other marks clipped onto them, and this is a Kesh. So they are kind of hard to gauge their expressions. They don't do a lot of facial expressions, but they are a little bit shorter than an average human, but a little bit bulkier as well. No facial hair, no hair whatsoever, actually. They look extremely smooth and almost a slight greenish tone. They have some scarring on their chin, and they are wearing a hat that has a micro bill that is a black micro bill. It's got the same badge placard in the middle of the hat that it does on their vest, which is black, and it's a little gray cap. Again, all in this kind of drab, same uniform you saw the other individual in. And they walk up to you, and I don't know if I can do the voice that I want to do, but I'm going to try. Hey there. I need some identification here. The things to tell who you are, that's what the identification is. And that's the closest I can do to Kronk from the Emperor's New Groove. As you see one of the guards, station security, walk up to you. I need some identification here, please.
Ulrich will slide it right off his, belt and open it up and show it, and he goes, a little odd, but yeah, he's traveled around. He's kind of used to being shook down a little bit. He's kind of confused why they're being approached, but goes, hey, here I am, Ulrich.
He takes the device, doesn't break eye contact with you, Al. He lifts it up to the left of him, never looks at it, puts it back down. Yeah, you look like you match the description of the individuals we need to talk to. I need to talk to you over in the office over here. Follow me, all of you. And he doesn't give you the device back, and he starts walking over to the side of the...
Oh, it's my trip to Italy all over again. So you have a
There's
dog?
There's an unmarked door next to the Caged Critter Cafe, Caged Critter Cuisine. Could you have chosen a harder restaurant name to say?
Critter Cuisine. I love it.
Well, I was going to say it's going to be written in multiple foreign languages, or alien languages, but as Dathkar would know, it'd be like something in his language.
Yeah, so, there you go.
But it roughly translates to Caged Critter Cuisine.
That's amazing. I didn't even make it to Bits and Bobs, man.
Dathkar's gonna look at Ulrich and be like, what did you do?
You've been around for everything I did. I haven't chopped anybody in half lately, I'll put it that way.
Alright, let's resolve this quickly.
Hey there, chatty Cathy's. Are you following me, or do I need to get a little handsy?
That's not really what I'm into, but can I have my ID back? That'd be great. I'm happy to go with you there, buddy. But you kind of got my wallet.
Dathkar will go, and Tuvelis will willingly follow.
All right, so in the just gray slab wall next to the Caged Critter Cuisine cafe of culinary cacophony
Critters
is an unmarked door that just has security. Or not an unmarked door, obviously it says security. A very plain metal door that just says security.
Yeah.
He opens it, holds his hand out to usher you inside, and you see a very small room with just a table and some chairs around it.
I don't think the two of you are going to fit in here with the two of us. This should be entertaining. And Auric will lightly step on in and then push himself into the furthest corner to not be smashed. It's like a broom closet with a desk.
Juvelis will enter but remain by the door. And Dathkar will go ahead, sit down on the chair, and put his feet up on the table.
I've seen
Nice.
bigger escape pods.
So this individual is going to walk in, close the door, lock the handle, and then do a slide bolt. And then they're going to hit a switch. All right, so there's some interesting goods coming here to Peltiveria. And there's some new faces that might have brought them on. Do you know anything about that?
Just looking for work.
We picked up this bucket of bolts from a broken ship.
Yeah.
You looking for him?
Not looking for an android, looking for a man named Leo. Have you met him?
I knew a Leo back, God, what was that planet?
Yeah, I know him. I was just on a ship. What do you need? Dathkar respects authority.
All right, you guys are no fun. I know Leo. He put in a good word for you. And he tosses your personal media device back over to you, Al. He goes, here's the deal. I don't really work for security here.
Shocking.
I'm actually a special agent working for Tavapol. The name's Tarko. And I've got a job that needs some brand new faces. Heard you were good.
Yeah?
Care to listen to my offer?
Is it pay?
Do I get to kill things?
That's all I'm asking. That's the only question I have. I'm interested if it pays.
And on all of those questions, we are going to end our episode.
Aww. You get shook down by security.
Do I get to go? Am I
I
included?
didn't even get my my new communicator. God dang it.
Here's your personal media device, the media device for your person.
Definitely for the media and the money. Has the money and the media and the money and the ID.
Does anybody want some spinach puffs?
Squeak, 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 squeaking. Squeaker.
Yeah.
You're
Slick comes
your,
out and
Slick.
all right, well, we have done 2 episodes like just right in the heat of combat to really do a stress test on this game system. What did you guys think of the ship combat mechanics and the different maneuvers that you had at your disposal?
It took a minute to kind of figure out, how this all works. And because basically as a gunner, the actions that the pilot and the technician can do influence what I can do.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to wait. There are things I could do, like basically hold your turn or things like that. But it feels like you got to let the other guys kind of lead, and the gunner's job is just to follow and miss their shot.
That's kind of how it would work on a big spaceship, though, is that,
Line it up.
Yeah.
Set it up. Well, and I felt the same way. Like, I wanted to see the pilot was and how well you did. And if we needed a boost or didn't need a boost, or if I could repair the ship, I was trying to play those angles too.
well, and I would have been a better pilot if I would have read the whole description and not just blown up our own ship, but that's on me.
It's fine.
I enjoyed watching Matt bearing his face in the book, trying to figure it out. He's actually oh, what am I going to do to save this ship?
Well, and the crappy part is
I'm giving her all she's got.
Well, and I'm super intelligent, but I'm not. I have no wisdom, and half the maneuvers, especially the ones to repair things or give the ship a boost, are wisdom based. And I'm like, God, this is just a crapshoot. Or I can just let you hit stuff really good.
Tuvelis has +4 to wisdom, so Tuvelis should have been.
That's why.
Jumping into tech seat, but I think we needed another gunner more than we needed
and what
another
I was
technician.
wondering, I didn't know if his wisdom was good, and I was like, well, so I didn't know his stats at all, and I didn't peek, and it was like, well, if he jumps in the tech seat, I can come back and shoot. I have an okay dex, but I've got high intelligence and I didn't know where he was at. So it was like, if Tuvelis wants to be a tech, great. If he wants to be a gunner, great. We're going to die no matter what. Let's rock and roll.
I also figured it was a little nicer to Dan, since he's running 2 full character sheets, to be using just one job.
I think.
But no, I think that by the end, once we kind of started to feel it out a little bit, I liked how we kind of switched who went first, second, and third, because it allowed us to hear the outcome of the other person and then describe our reaction that we switched it to. And that actually felt really cool. And I think if we were to do a couple more, I'd be really curious to see if we had, a larger group and we had like 2 ships that had 2 people on them, kind of. Like if we were manning 2 starfighters instead of all of us on one big ship, that would have been really cool to see how we could angle and help the other. And so I think the mechanics were really interesting. I've never played a game system with like combat mechanics like that, where we're all kind of like on a massive...
We've always just made it up if we're on a fantasy sailing ship or, on an element. So I think this was a really, really well done. And it fit the mechanics of the game system and made it very cooperative and frustrating.
Yeah, we just rolled a bunch of NatFuns. So
yeah, we did.
And on that note, we hope you can find yourself a galaxy, a ship,
and a crew,
so you can launch it to your own NatFun. Remember, ramming speed isn't always beneficial.
I learned that. I got to be a player and the GM today.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And I didn't do great at either of them.
No, I knew exactly what was going to happen. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Let's see what happes.
But regardless,
it's supposed to be a desperate action.
Yeah.
Seriously. This is when we just do our bye-byes. So, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week. Come back next week to experience the sights, sounds, and smells that Peltiveria has to offer, and maybe get some questions answered about Tarko's job. Tuvelis seems to be looking for his place in the universe. Will he find it with this crew? Ulrich seems suspicious of just about everything except getting paid. And Dathkar has his sights set on just 2 things: getting some caged critter cuisine into his gullet and this new job. Will he get to crush some skulls doing both? All that and more next week as Cipher Syndicate continues here on NatFun. We really enjoyed the space combat brought by Skydon Game Studios in their Crucible Corps module Basilisk Rendezvous. Even though Leo, me, almost blew up his own ship, the range of tech, pilot, and even gunner maneuvers from Esper Genesis really made the whole encounter more dynamic and adaptable, saving their space mercenary butts this time. But in all honesty, Skydon Game Studios did a great job balancing everything within their module, even having charts for how to adjust every encounter based on the party size and average character level for the group, which was really helpful as a GM new to the Esper Genesis game system. If you'd like to check out one of the many Crucible Corps modules from Skydon Game Studios for yourself, or maybe their new Phantasy Star tabletop RPG, you can at skydongames.com and DriveThruRPG. We'll have links to both in the show notes and on our website, natfunpodcast.com. And as always, thank you for listening. If you're enjoying the show, would you please like, subscribe, or leave us a rating or review on your favorite podcast listening network? Maybe even tell a friend or 2 about us? We'd really appreciate it. And if you want more NatFun in your life, you can check us out on patreon.com/natfun for over 22 hours of additional content. Either way, I can't wait to hear what happens next in Cipher Syndicate. Hope to see you next week to find out.